I have to thank God for this one because like if I kept using, I definitely would have died. You can't just keep injecting cocaine on benzos and not drop dead. But I went into psychosis, right? And this time when I went into psychosis, I had no grip on reality for about 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I decide that my blankets are being mean to me. I don't trust them. They're being mean. I take a photo. I send it to my dad. Shout out dad. And he was like, what the fuck? And, and then like, I remember this intensity of like stress building, being like, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And the funny thing was like, I kind of had this plan of hoping to just like die, sadly. But then I called the police on myself because I thought my blankets were going to attack me, dude.
Hello and welcome back to the People Person podcast. We have Danna today. Hi, Danna. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to do this.
Me too. So you're recently a new mother.
I am.
Of a cute little dog. How's Rocky?
Rocky is my baby, my son, my everything. He's 90 pounds.
And that's big.
He's mega big. When he lays out, he is probably just as tall as me. I love that. Yeah. And like, he's so sweet. And like, I don't know, when people see me with him on the street, they're scared. And I kind of like that.
I was going to say, when you walk him, do people approach you? Because I know some people with dogs, like, they get so annoyed. I would get so annoyed if I was walking my dog and then people were like, can I pet him? Blah, blah, blah.
People don't do that. In my neighborhood, either people with smaller dogs will cross the street, which is kind of funny. And then other people go about their business, and I can either decide whether to like, because he's not going to hurt anybody. He wants to smell you. And he's like, he's heavy on the front foot, so it's kind of funny. So like, I'll either like let him or I'll be like, we're not bothering them today.
Yeah.
But he likes people enough where like, if he likes you, he will try to make me follow people down the street, and that's really creepy to them. And like, I'll be like, we cannot be doing this. We can't be doing this.
No, absolutely not. But you have always asked me, which I appreciate, how I'm really doing that genuinely. So how are you really doing lately?
You know, it's funny because I'm currently the most stable I've ever been. Isn't that hot? That's sexy for me.
That is hot.
I'm also so unemployed that I could kill myself. Like, I'm like, I
get that. It's the podcast.
Yeah. I'm like doing a little bit way too much in AA. Like I have all these service positions and that's nice. And like I have community and da-da-da. What I don't have is money. I need money.
I have so many friends. It's so nice. Everything is working out. Everything's going well.
God's plan.
The job.
Yeah, I need a job.
Yeah.
So I'm applying, but it's in God's hands.
Have you been applying like
don't at me, but I recently applied to like a tech position at Ascendant. Yeah. And if they don't pick me, you guys fucking suck. You guys don't know anything.
Yeah, obviously. Well, you are also from Westchester, and there's a story that I remember you told me, and we were on my roof, and everybody was so confused, and you need to refresh me on it. But after 9/11, there was some radioactive.
Oh, yeah. So
I couldn't believe
it is semi-related to 9/11. It is and it isn't. So where I grew up in Westchester, we're really close to, and you probably are too, but maybe not within the 10-mile zone. Yeah. A nuclear power plant that is now like dismantled called Indian Point.
Okay. And but I was never in the 10 miles.
So two things happened at once. First, they were like really freaked out about like, are people going to poison the water system? Are they going to try to take down West Point, which is right above it? And then, so they made it like a joint issue, and they installed nuclear alarms that would take over the radio system, the TV system. There was a physical alarm that you could hear for 10 miles. And then our high school also did nuclear evacuations. But they like, no one could be any less interested, Yeah. There's like always like one old lady on the street who thinks the world is ending, but the rest of us are just like roll the blunt.
Yeah, if I didn't know it was a test, I would be like, it's a doomsday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How old were you when
9/11 was, I was 9, was 8 or 9. And then the alarms went on well through high school. So like the biggest inconvenience about it was like, it would be 2 a.m. You would have just smoked all this weed with your friends. You're trying to play Mario. You're trying, but quite the opposite. You're trying to play like Mario Kart. You're trying to like watch Robot Chicken. And then all of a sudden, for the next 4 minutes, it's just the TV's yelling at you about the world could be ending, but it's not. But if it was, this is what would happen.
But you guys had to walk out of the mile radius? What? I feel like that might not do that much.
It wouldn't have. I think it was one of those like I don't know, I wouldn't say not remotely an insurance policy. They're just like covering their bases. Like they want people to feel comfortable. And all it did was disrupt an entire day of school. Because we walked from like our public high school, Barcliffe High School, to Pace University, which was like 100 yards away. We shared like a tree line. And then we had to like sit in their gym and like we were all like, how the fuck do we get out of here? And yeah, we technically it would have been immediate death, and then 5 feet later it would have been like a little bit less of an immediate death.
You would have gotten like a little sick, and then
You would have gotten severely radiated and died. So
when you told me this, I was like, no way. It like sounded like unreal, and I was like, what do you mean? I would have known about
because you're in Rockland County.
Yeah.
Audience, if you don't know, Jill and I live opposing each other
across from each other
on the Hudson. It's so beautiful.
I can see your town from my
house. She should get binoculars next holiday or something.
My mom has. I'm like, and if I did each other, you should go to the train station. Wait,
I would love to.
Yeah. Sorry. What was the culture like in Westchester? That's what I'm interested about.
So this
I feel like I might know, but
probably. So I would say, right, so like my childhood took place during the 90s. My adolescence happened immediately from the 2000s up. And it was like big brands were in, like, you know what I mean? Like designer brands. So like the Westchester Mall was everything. And the bottom, the bottom floor of the Westchester Mall is only designer. And it's all shit. At the time though, you know, like Coach, Prada, Fendi, you could maybe afford, like go some Burberry. They made all these wristlets, so everyone was walking around with like a little wallet on their wrist.
It was the Gucci belt where I lived.
Yeah, literally. And then like, you know, and then like above it was the Annie's pretzels. But you know, and an Abercrombie where you could just get shamed for free. So there was that, and there was this culture of like the Italian girls and the Jewish girls had this like collective Jewish American princess vibe. It was slightly gaudy. You know,
I had some of those.
Yeah. Well, that and like, you know, and like, what were my Irish girls up to? They were up to the same thing, but like, it wasn't built on some Irish persona. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you wanted to drive like a white Mercedes. You wanted to have the bling, Tiffany jewelry everywhere. Yeah. And it was all somehow affordable, I think. I don't know. It was happening.
Yeah.
So it was very much consumerism.
That's it.
Yeah. It was consumerism. So we had fun.
Yeah. Did you have a bat mitzvah? I forget.
Yeah. I had oh my God. If my mom somehow ever sees this, don't hate me. It was the most traumatic experience of my life.
That makes sense.
It was so intense. Well, my mom was a Hebrew school teacher, right? And we grew up in like a conservative Jewish community. It was part Reform, part conservative. And all that means is like, you do a lot of Jewish stuff, but like no one is ranting or raving about God.
Okay.
It is just like lots of ritual and lots of like shut up, sit down, but like for long periods of time.
Okay.
My bat mitzvah was a lot, but the social aspect of it was like my mom invited 250 of her closest people. Like I invited like maybe I invited like 70 to 100 friends. But the whole thing was for her. The same thing with my brothers, and it happened at there's like all these. I wouldn't call them event spaces. They were like my brother had his bar mitzvah at a place in Terrytown called, what was it, Linder Castle? It's like a castle, a literal castle. And mine was at the Terrytown house. Like venues that we could never afford now. But you have to understand the housing bubble hasn't like burst. Everyone was making tons of money, and like which was a different experience because the first home I lived in Briarcliff was like a more or less like regular suburban home. And then all of a sudden everyone left our block to move into these mansions. And so did we. But like we moved into one, and then the second we got there, like my mom started yelling, like, we have to sell the house. We can't afford it. It was like, it was really stressful. It was like, whatever, Mom.
It was stressful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like very much like you had to keep getting more money, and not all of us did.
Yeah.
So,
well, I personally went to a bunch of bat mitzvahs. That's where I networked.
Right.
That's where
like shish weekend, 3 a weekend.
Yes, I got to know the other girls from the area. I got to just put my name out there. I had bat mitzvahs when Instagram was a thing. So you wanted to get the best.
We just have Instagram.
So lucky. You wanted to wear the sweatshirt or the shirt that they get out.
The airbrush sweatshirts and stuff. Yeah.
The hat, whatever it is. You want to.
That iPod Shuffle that they were auctioning off.
And I think that like, that also took me into when I was kind of like a party girl. Like that gave me networking skills because I didn't care. I would go up to.
Did you guys drink?
Not for her bat mitzvahs, but like by the end of 8th grade.
Did you have sweet 16s though? Because we didn't. We had like one.
We had a couple.
Yeah.
And that was always a mess because people were so drunk.
Yeah.
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 It happened.
Also, like you're drinking around other people's parents. Like I went to one sweet 16 and it was a blackout shit show.
Yeah.
But like we were already drinking anyway, and parents were letting us do it in their homes. We were doing it in the woods. We were doing it literally anywhere. And like,
yeah.
So if you had organized us, like it was a waste of money. Like we would get fucked up. We're getting fucked up.
No, yeah, exactly. I feel like I never had a sweet 16, and I'm really glad because I think it would be traumatic, like your mom stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would be way too much.
I was exhausted. I was like, they need to leave me alone.
Yeah.
There's like a camera on you the whole time.
I know. It's a lot of pressure. Speaking of though, we have something in common.
Mm. Besides alcoholism.
No, that.
Got it.
That. If you don't mind, what was your experience like with addiction? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want.
Why would I not want to? You know who you asked up here. It's interesting because I won't qualify, but like was like a bored addict. You know what I mean? Like I had the personality. I remember like I just candy was my first drug type thing. And I remember my dad specifically saying to me around like 7 or 8, because like if I ate any of one thing, if I had anything, I wanted 20 of them, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Soda, bagels, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he was like, "You should never try heroin." Like, and then I did. So, he was like, "Yeah, you shouldn't do heroin. You can't do drugs."
That's a specific thing too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were coming for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, addiction is really funny because
it's so funny.
it is. It's kind of LOL because alcohol and drugs comprises like I would say is like my most accomplished career. I put in the time, I did the effort. I was persistent.
Yes.
And like the big story is funny to me because a lot of it was fun, and even the shit that was really fucked up. Like when that's your life, like it's not tragic. It's just like your life.
It's just
so like
daily
yeah. So I mean, my vibe was like like get into something. I was either always smoking weed or always drinking, and then I would fall in love with like heroin, cocaine, these things. Go to a psych ward, go to a rehab, come back out, do it again, come back out. With all these crazy stuff, like the crazy stuff happens, the sad stuff happens.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, dude. It's a good story.
It is a good story.
It's yeah.
Was it like started in high school drinking weed, and
I would say,
how about college?
It's funny. So like there was a big shift for me because the first time I tried weed, I was 13. And I did that with like a bunch of my friends, and like me and my next door neighbor who like their home was very broken. Like we would just, at the time it was the early 2000s, so maybe 2003 max, 2004, 2005. And we would like you could get gas, you could fill a tank of gas for like $10. And we would take the rest of the money, we would get one Dutch, we would bribe the guy at the gas station to give us a Dutch master, and we would roll blunts and L-ride until the gassy tank ran out. So like no more gas, the ride was over.
But you know that when I was in high school, I thought you couldn't drive drunk, but you
could drive high.
I thought that too.
You can. You could.
Can, but
like it wasn't illegal.
Yeah,
that was
fine.
like,
meanwhile, weed wasn't even legal. So like, what do you mean you could drive high, but weed wasn't legal?
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. Weed was still legal very illegal when I was smoking weed. So the like, and you become really smart and very sophisticated at the processes by which you have to build relationships with drug dealers, find drugs, obtain the things you need, and then go have fun. So like, yeah, driving around with my friends, driving in cars with boys, smoking weed was my first great love. And then except like, I think like the day I started smoking weed was the day like I took home all the blunt clips and like smoked them in my backyard at midnight. Like, like I have to keep doing this.
It's like an immediate finds like, oh my God.
It was a release. I didn't have to feel like no one was like, I was getting yelled at all the time. Can you believe that? People were yelling at me?
No.
Crazy. I was getting yelled at all the time, and I didn't like that. And I was like, no, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. I drank for the first time before that. And like, it had an effect, but it wasn't like a come to God moment. Like even, in high school, we drank a lot. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't the thing I couldn't put down until I got to college. And like we also drank. College for me was extremely, there's a lot of exploration in terms of drugs, alcohol, pounds and pounds of Molly, incredible amounts of bad cocaine. Sorry. I do that.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of cocaine, lots and lots of Molly. And like there was something called the Silk Road.
I'm thinking about my neighbors right now. They're like, lots of.
I'm screaming at them. Sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. It's for educational purposes. Yeah. It's for education.
Yeah.
But it's just who I am. There's this thing called the Silk Road, and like all the nerdy boys would like either like literally traffic drugs into UVM or like would order them online. So like opium, like you know what I mean, tons of acid. But drinking in like I guess Vermont's part of New England. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think so. Like their rules around alcohol were so strict that getting it was kind of a pain in the ass if you weren't of age. And well, not that hard if you're a girl. Like men will buy shit for you. But it just wasn't the most. I did it, but it wasn't the most enjoyable. It was when I started doing heroin at 22 that I became an everyday drinker and then an all-day drinker. And I said, I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
Like really good.
Yeah. I'm like, I remember drinking and being like, this is me.
Yeah.
Like I'm so good at taking 10 shots before leaving.
Totally.
The bar. I'm so good at it.
Also, tell me this, as an alcoholic, like once it becomes normal for you to open your eyes and open a drink at the same time, there's no going back from that.
Yeah.
You're never like, I'll just go out. It'll just be a birthday thing. It'll be a 6 o'clock thing. It's like, no, bitch. Like that's
happy hour.
Right. And then yeah, happy hour ends with me walking home at 5 a.m. with no money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Well, what do you think would be your darkest moment?
My darkest moment. I could give you like 6 of them, but I'll pick one. I would say the darkest moment for me was I would say my first heroin overdose, because that was like the feeling of overdosing for the first time is like nothing you can describe.
You can.
Sure. So like after, and I was an IV drug user, so like after injecting, like instead of just staying high, just this enormous weight came upon me, and then the world just faded to black. So like when people say like dying is like a peaceful process, or if anyone has ever said that, right? Whatever. And then I woke up in an ambulance with people screaming at me, and it was funny because like they were yelling at me like, "What did you take? What did you take?"
You're like, I don't know.
And I was like, heroin. I was saying it. I said heroin. They were like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And then, I was just like, they took me to like the teaching hospital, which is supposed to be the best in the state. And they like did like a bunch of unnecessary medical tests on me. And like, I swear to God.
Unnecessary? Meanwhile, they're like making sure all your body parts are working.
Kind of. Yeah. Some of it, some of the stuff was accurate and some of it was just like, they were being douchebags. But
racking up bench.
Yes. There was this one thing where like they were like, we need to take oxygen from like one of your main arteries in your wrist. And I was like, I'm breathing. Like I'm breathing. And it was so funny. This is one of the funny moments of my life, is like this tech came up to me with a needle I've never seen so big. And it's like, looks at me and goes, this is gonna hurt. And I looked back at her and I said, no, it's not. I'm loaded on heroin. No, I couldn't feel anything. I was like, bitch, you are not in the right place. I mean, I might be in the right place. You're not in the right place. Probably the darkest moment of my life had to be recently, which is, the relapse I had like 7 months ago, which is, I would say, because I got sober, finally. I mean, I've been in and out of the rooms in different institutions for well over a decade and a half. But, like I had done the program, I got sober. It felt right to me. I had like a connection with a higher power that made sense to me at the time. And like after I got my year, I got really, really depressed. Like like something just happens, It's like, when you're done running like a marathon. I've never run one. But I've never run a marathon. But I can imagine after you run one, like you're exhausted, and like all the emotional high, the spiritual high from it is not over, but like it's a black and white world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I struggled with the difference in that, but also like, I think I was probably just depressed. It was just whatever. But
do you think it was like, oh, this is my life now?
No, because I wanted to be sober. Like I knew very well that like if I go back out, like I'll probably die. Everyone else I know who's in my position has died. And like, it's just probably the worst idea ever. And it wasn't like I really wanted to. And the funny thing about it is I had a whole mental breakdown, and I went to my psychiatrist, who's an addiction psychiatrist. And I was like, hey dude, those benzos I told you to never give me again, I need those. And he was like, totally. He was like, you know, no problem.
That's tricky.
And I was like,
to a former pill like inject.
oh yeah, benzos were my thing. It was all my thing. Yeah. And he gave them to me. And this is where things get really, really, really bad. Is after I took a bunch of them, I was like, I'll just take all of them and I'll leave this cruel world in like a non-specific way. It wasn't a specific suicide attempt as it was like, fuck it. Because that's what benzos make you feel. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But because I am a ratchet little bitch on drugs, seriously am. I obtained a bunch of cocaine and I like injected a lot of it. So I went into, and like normally like, and I've injected cocaine before, but like the difference, I guess, I'd never done it with benzos because that's ridiculous. Like, do you want to be up or down? Like, it's not a very good mixed thing. So like, I'm kind of going in and out of psychosis and like, it was just really dramatic. So anyway, this is the good part of it is, and I have to thank God for this one because like, if I kept using, I definitely would have died. You can't just keep injecting cocaine on benzos and not drop dead. But I went into psychosis, right? And this time when I went into psychosis, I had no grip on reality for about 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I decide that my blankets are being mean to me. I don't trust them. They're being mean. I take a photo. I send it to my dad. Shout out dad. And he was like, what the fuck? And, you know, and then like, I remember this intensity of like stress building, being like, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And the funny thing was like, I kind of had this plan of hoping to just like die, sadly. But then I called the police on myself because I thought my blankets were going to attack me, dude.
Whoa.
So they show up. And then the thing about, I wasn't in long-term psychosis. I was like in like psychosis for that period of an injection. So it was like 40 minutes. And I come out of it with the police in my apartment. And I was like, hey, I didn't call you. And they were like, bitch, you did. There's like cocaine vials in my pockets. The whole thing's a mess. And like, they handcuffed me in my bedroom. They make me call my mom.
Did they arrest you?
No, they handcuffed me and put me in an ambulance and they took me out to Elmhurst Hospital in Queens. Okay. Yeah, handcuffed, which was like so unnecessary.
Yeah, that is, well, I guess.
Mine is totally coherent. It's NYPD.
They're uncomfortable. You just came out of psychosis. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was also very calm. I was like, fuck, this isn't good. And I was like, I can't talk my way out of this. So I found my way to one psych ward, which was like a dungeon prison, which was fucked up. And then
most of those places are horrible.
Yeah, it was really horrible.
And in a couple that you're like, how is this legal?
It wasn't. There's no way what I saw was legal. But also like I'm still loaded at the time. And also like I've been in situations like this before. So I was like, just shut up, right? Yeah. And then I somehow find myself transported to New York Presbyterian in White Plains. And then I'm there for multiple days. I'm there for like maybe 6 days. And then I was like, yeah. So, and then they let me free. And then, you know, for the first time, I was like, yeah, no, I was right the first time. I'm never going back out again. Yeah. So it was good.
Big trauma. It was the trauma. Like, it was really good for me.
It was transformative. Yeah. Girl, I don't need it. Coke, I don't need her anymore.
Well, congratulations on 7 months. And because of that, you're going to get a free psychic reading from me.
Hell yeah.
Okay. This isn't a real
watch. The reading says that I go back out.
So this is game. I just love this game. Written in the cards, not sponsored. They don't know who I am. But you're going to pick 2 random cards and it's going to create 1 tarot card and I will read that. So
pick anything?
Pick 2.
From the top?
From these. Okay, so your card is Weekend Nun. This actually is a beautiful card because on the weekends in your future, you're going to become more spiritual. You're not going to become a nun, but you might as well have, you know?
Yeah. As a Jew, that makes sense.
Yeah, you might start hanging out with them. Eventually it'll turn into weekdays.
Do you think they can drink though? Because I don't want to hang out with, really? I want to hang out with bitches that can still party. Maybe they do it on the low.
Low, who knows? I can't really tell right now, but those could influence them.
That's so good. Oh, that's so true.
But you'll almost have an army defending.
A holy army.
A holy army if anything goes sideways again.
I loved it.
Thank you. I always try to make everyone play this game because it's basically just pick cards and make things up. And it's like Cards Against Humanity,
except with my future. So
okay, so this is a little more serious.
Okay. More serious than your darkest moment?
No. Definitely not. So
I'm open to all of it.
starting to give each guest a quote and just see what they think of it.
Okay.
So I like this quote. It's from Mark Meppo, who I don't really know who it is, but it was quoted in Melinda Gates' book. And he says, "All we can do is be a greenhouse for each other."
I used to smoke a lot of weed in a greenhouse behind my dorms and UVM. It was a communal space. It was a communal space. It was a nurturing environment.
Okay, that is not what the quote intended, but you are able to interpret it.
Yeah.
So what he meant is,
Yeah.
all we can do is be somewhere where people can go once you've grown your greenhouse, once you made. No, I don't want to.
It's a place for comfort and growth and all those things.
Once you've grown your flowers and plants, you can invite other people as a greenhouse to come and worship.
Yeah, I mean that works for AA, right? And not just in the sponsorship sense, but like in a sense of like we create community out of our collective brokenness.
Yeah.
And then we like chill and laugh about it. And we invite others, especially with women, we invite other women in. We're like, oh, bitch, you're broken too. Come through.
Yeah, that's not like that. A lot of women are very inclusive. And it's almost, I feel like the women are like nicer to each other maybe than the men, or like we're closer.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I don't know any, I mean, I don't know of any of the men in AA that like roll 15 deep genuinely.
Yeah.
You know? I'm even in part of a group chat. I hope they never see this. I'm part of a group chat that is like it's like my sponsor and her girl gang, like their AA friends are doing like they're going to different homes of theirs to do little AA meetings together. And while currently I'm like, leave me out of it. So it's just it's really intense. I love you guys. Maybe I'll come one day. But like, yeah, I mean that's kind of I heard of
to your home.
Right. They're like, you know what? They were like, well, fuck these crusty AA meeting spaces. Let's gang on the weekend in a home.
I needed that.
Yeah, come through.
I find out through this.
Right.
What the fuck?
I feel like random pressure because my sponsor and my grand sponsor are in it. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit oppositional and very much defiant. Yeah. So the fact that I'm invited kind of makes me be like, you need me to come? You want me to come? And I'm like,
thank you, because I've been dealing with this lately where it sounds so like lazy or like bratty that when I'm like, if I'm expected to be somewhere in a certain time,
you don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. And
I totally get that.
This is where I will just cancel something. And it's not, most of the time it's not because it's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But especially because if I don't care about something that much, and if it's not either an emergency doctor's appointment or something like I've been looking forward to, I just won't
go. And it's similar in the way that like, so like I lived in dive bars. I genuinely lived in them, whether people wanted me there or not. And like over the course of so many years in so many like multiple different bars, and like I loved the people, I loved the fun, I loved the space. But if you took away the alcohol, I'm not fucking going.
Yes,
I'm not fucking going.
Be something.
That was the reason I was there. We just made it fun after that.
You're not going to dive bar.
Right. If I hated everyone inside, I'd still be going. The alcohol is there.
That's so true. What's your favorite or funniest memory with me?
With you?
I'm scared, actually. I don't know why I asked this. I feel like it's going to be something. If there's none, that's it.
I don't know. You host a lot of really fun parties.
Oh, thank you. I always get tired, so I feel bad.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, if I know Jill's going to shut this down at perfect. Like,
Yeah, I'm probably going to have a birthday party, but I'm going to really prepare myself to stay up. And it's going to be creepy.
Yeah. Well, no, you and Katie share a birthday. And the funny thing is you and Katie are so different. That I can't, this bitch is always on what she's referring to as a sober bender. Yes. And it's real. And I'm like, she is a working woman. She's a woman of the world. She's a sober woman. This girl is out at night. She's out.
She's very smart. She's worked for 9 to 5. She gets it done. And then she'd be like, I'm over on a sober vendor where she just goes out. So I'm
full face of makeup, beautiful outfits, and then just like does it for 4 nights in a row.
I envy her.
I don't know how she does it. It's a magical thing that I don't have.
And the only thing she's probably getting like sick of or tired of all the Red Bulls and shit.
Literally. No, what's funny is like, so like me and Sophie are, I'm older than Sophie, but Sophie's probably my oldest friend, which is a weird thing to say because she's 29. But like even when like we go to like shows, we'll go to concerts, we know we have like 2 hours in us and we have to figure out like when the main act is going to go on. And like how much we can endure. We've failed so many times that we've left before the main act. We're like, we can't take these people.
Funny.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes. We were like, you know what I mean? We were like, fuck, we thought we gauged it right. Oh, they're not going on until 2. Bye. Bye. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we try.
Lastly, but second to last, I want to do the wheel.
I love the wheel.
We're gonna spin it and the thingy is broken, so I'm just gonna like touch something. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, do it again.
Okay. Right, ready?
Is there? Yeah. What is the biggest lie you tell yourself?
The biggest lie I tell myself
Yeah.
is that I'm tall.
Really?
Yeah. I like to think of myself as like a woman of 5'5", 5'6". Yeah. My license says 5'2". My actual height is like 5'1" and like a half. I just randomly feel like a tall bitch.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And I know I have small bitch energy, but it's big small bitch energy.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, we'll do one more.
Okay. I should have said that it's all going to be okay.
Oh, what is your dream partner like? Well, who would make you settle down a little bit?
Make me settle down is crazy. But like well, similar to you, how your boyfriend is kind of like your counter and has like a counter energy.
Yeah.
I need that. I also just need a man that shares a sense of humor with me. If you can make me laugh, because on paper, like on dating apps and shit, like I'm looking for an aesthetic, which is irrelevant. If you look at all of my boyfriends, none of it is based on an aesthetic. I think this is a uniquely female thing, mostly. Like meeting someone in person, you have to develop like there's the intangible thing. It's like what makes you attracted to that person, that thing. So someone who is patient, understanding, adventurous, but also like I need counterpoints. Like we both can't be the chattiest bitch in the room. It will not work.
Oh no.
Right. You have to want to listen to me.
You have to want to sit down and listen to your own
Right.
podcast, and that is just me talking.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like, you know, tall and muscular wouldn't hurt. I need a man with tattoos. I'm sorry. I can't be out here the only tattooed one. I've done it before. It was weird.
It's weird.
So what's wrong with him?
Yeah. Or most importantly, just fun.
I mean, given.
You have to have fun with them. Or like, for me, I feel like he's
a sense of comfort.
Oh, I'm like, oh.
Because if you can sit in silence with me, we're done. Everything.
No, that's like we have our own separate time where we could sit with each other or be like, hey, I need to go home and like do nothing. And then other times we have so much fun and go on adventures.
Totally. Sure, the thing about that is like I want a man, he doesn't have to be sober, but I want a man who will pick the events and pick the dates and pick the adventures. Because I spent my entire life going to the creepy, sketchy, exciting after party, you know, rooftop, talked my way into like all kinds of record label shit. Doesn't matter. I did it. Now I can't be bothered. I would love for you to pick something and I will come.
As the planner, I love getting a break.
Totally.
It's so nice. I'm like, oh, I don't have to think. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, lastly, all my guests get to ask me a question.
What was the drunkest night of your life?
Oh.
We're having fun.
I'm like every night.
Yeah. Every night for several years.
Every night for years. I can think of this one time where I won't tell the full story because my parents listen to us, but I was a freshman and I was on varsity softball. So we had a big sleepover for our team and we did a scavenger hunt. You know, there was like 4 cars, a senior driving each car, and then it was like a senior, junior, sophomore, freshman. So I was on the freshman.
How organized.
No, they did a good job. But at the beginning, I chugged like so much Ciroc, and it was the first time I blacked out.
Do you remember when coconut Ciroc was the hottest thing that ever happened?
I had green apple.
Girl.
Yeah.
Different decade.
And so I was like 14. And surprisingly, I'd never blacked out before that. I'm surprised. And then I was like crawling on the gas station floor. I was like thrown up out on the gas station, like, outside. I was doing the most embarrassing things, and of course, for the scavenger hunt, you need to get it on video. So then there was videos
Of you
me
blacked
being
out.
crazy blacked out, and then the older girls would just show their friends, and everybody would see me, like, doing whatever. So that was pretty horrible.
Damn.
But, I got over it, and it's not a funny story, but it's an interesting one.
It is. Also, for some reason, like, people were like, "Oh, the drunkest night of my life was." I was like, it actually probably was when you were 14.
Yes.
Because that's when you're the drunkest.
Yes, because your body is just like, "What the fuck is
Yeah,
this?"
you are completely unfamiliar. You're the most blackout you've ever been the third time you drink.
And then eventually you're like, "Oh, no, this.
Yeah.
This is just what happens."
Totally.
Yeah.
This is just part of the script.
Well, thank you, Danna, so much for coming. I had so much fun.
Me too.
And thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Dan, follow me, all that. Thank you.
Yay.